every person has a different culture associated with their own
Shwan?
background. Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So,
Yeah.
Karishma, I believe this is our first session together, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay. So, could you quickly introduce yourself to me, please?
Yeah, my name is Sarishma. By profession, I'm an advocate. I'm a mother of two kids. And by profession, I'm an advocate. I'm a YouTuber too, a part-time YouTuber.
Okay.
And yeah, that is it.
All right. So, have you gone through the session material for the day?
Just 1 minute before the session, I have
Yes.
checked the topic.
You
It's
skimmed
related to
through, right?
culture.
Yes, tradition and culture. Okay, so you
Yes.
just skimmed through for a minute.
Yeah.
So, in every session, what I do is I allow the student to select whether they want to stick with the session topic, or you could also talk about anything of your choice. Both works
No,
fine.
we can talk about the topic. Yeah, we will learn a new vocabulary words if we will go through the topic.
Yes, yes. So, in both those cases, vocabulary is touched, but let's stick to the topic. Okay.
Okay.
So, I would not directly ask the questions from the notes because that is something you would have read. I would start up or instigate a topic associated with it. Okay. So
Sure,
you
sure.
must have heard the word cosmopolitan and then metropolitan.
No.
No. Cosmopolitan cities, metropolitan cities.
Metropolitan cities I know, but cosmopolitan city I don't know.
Metropolitan cities are the developed ones, wherein the companies are there and proper. So the one which have industries set up in them, like Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, all of these cities. Like you wouldn't see a lot of companies established in any city of Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan,
Okay.
right? But in Kolkata, you would see them. In Bangalore, you would see them, right? So that is
Right.
why some specific places are metropolitan cities. Okay.
Okay.
Cosmopolitan cities or cosmopolitan means a mix of all the cultures.
Okay.
All right. So if I go to
All right.
Kashmir, I would mostly meet Kashmiris, right?
Okay.
But if I go to Delhi, I will find everyone. I'd find
Everyone.
Punjabi, Bihari, Gujarati,
Yes.
Marathi,
Yes.
all of them. Same goes for
Right.
Mumbai. So these are a mix of many, many cultures,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yes,
Right.
those are
Yes.
cosmopolitan cities. A metropolitan city can or cannot be a cosmopolitan city and vice versa.
Yes. Right.
Okay, this is clear now.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
cosmopolitan drink signifies that this is a mix of many cultures. It's a cocktail of many cultures.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Understand.
All right. So, what do you understand by culture?
Culture is a kind of tradition or habits which we are following from a last like decades or like from we adopt from our ancestors or
Mhm.
like we are following for a long period of time now. So that becomes a culture. Every state or every person has a different culture associated with their own background, family background. Yeah.
Okay. Then, what is heritage?
Heritage is also a kind of tradition or some habits which we received from our predecessors or ancestors.
Yes. So, heritage is anything that we receive or take up from our ancestors. Okay.
Yes.
Culture is made from tradition. So, there are certain traditions. You, coming from your background, would have certain tradition. My culture might or might not accept or follow or even know those traditions. Okay. So, cultures differentiate because of the traditions within them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the generic idea. All right. So now my question is that which culture do you come from?
Actually, basically, I'm from UP, but I got married with a Bengali family, so now my culture has been changed, totally changed. So, and now I'm following all the culture with Bengali used to follow. Yeah.
So it's is it love marriage?
Yes.
Perfect. So you would say that I am from UP, but and I have married someone from West Bengal or Bengal. This is how. So I married someone from West Bengal. So now I have seen a mix of two cultures. Your culture doesn't change And
has changed. It has
okay,
changed.
yes.
I'll give you a practical example of that. Like I'm from UP, we used to celebrate Karwa Chauth, as you know that all the people like in India it is celebrated, but especially in Bengali they don't celebrate this Karwa Chauth festival in their culture. So now I'm not doing it. So it has totally changed. In UP we do not celebrate Durga Puja in that way like they are celebrating. As you know that in Calcutta it's celebrated on a very large level. So, right. So similarly, we have celebrated Durga Puja here, but in my family, before marriage, we did not celebrate in that way. So the culture is absolutely changed. There is no such thing which I can like compare between two cultures. Not even Deepavali or Holi. Seriously, that
Hmm.
is also different.
Okay. So, Karishma, the reason I said that the culture doesn't change, it's usually a choice. Okay. Choice is not just see. If you want to involve something from the culture you already know, you can sometimes slowly nudge it. All right. If you're
Yes.
comfortable with the new change, even that is good. So you had always seen the culture of Lucknow, of Uttar
Okay.
Pradesh,
I would
and
like to tell you one thing here. No, the
yeah.
culture is something which is we are like doing it from a very long time. So it's not easy to change that and adopt a new culture, especially for like any family. These days, new people are coming, like new generation, they have different mindset. They can, maybe 1%, I guess, they can change the culture for like their choice just to make them happy. If you did, for example, if I want to celebrate Eid, I can celebrate. Nobody is going to stop me, right? But my culture will not allow me to do that. Somewhere culture restrict, somewhere I feel it, that somewhere culture restrict us to do like the things which we really want to do.
Hmm.
I don't
In
know
this,
how do you feel,
no,
but
no,
I
that's
personally feel this.
the only reason I had a little different idea was this that I come from a culture where Karwa Chauth is not a thing. In my art
Okay,
tradition, in our set of traditions, Karwa Chauth does not exist. Okay, we have a separate set of prayers, a separate way of doing it. All right, very dharmic, very much into religion, but with different aspects. So, for the same reason, for the longevity of your husband's life, there's a separate occasion, but which is it is not Karwa Chauth. The rules are different there. The tradition is different.
yes,
But my mother grew up in Uttar Pradesh. So my
okay,
grandpa was an army. So they settled.
okay,
Well, my mother's home is in Lucknow, Kant.
okay,
So therein she saw or she grew up looking at other women celebrating Karwa Chauth, but her mother didn't. My nanny did. My grandmother didn't. So when she grew up, she married. It was arranged marriage. When she married, she conveyed to her husband that I like the idea of Karwa Chauth. I like the story behind
okay,
it. Okay, my
okay,
father coming from the same religion as my mother's did not know Karwa Chauth either. Okay, so then these two individuals started observing Karwa Chauth. So sometimes
okay,
that is what I said. Culture is thin in the air. It has been going on since years, but no one really made those rules. Humans did. In
yes,
Bengal, in Bengal, Durga Puja was observed with such intensity because they prayed very hard to Goddess Durga while they were fighting for freedom, while
yeah,
their entire village was going obscene because of indigo growth. They started eating fish because there was no crop. So they started eating
right,
fish in Durga Puja. That's how
yes,
cultures are built in adversities and
yes,
experiences. This was it.
yes,
Otherwise, when you change the geography, yes, of course, if you go to US, your Holi would never be the way it is in India.
yes,
The fun won't be there. That those streets and balloons won't be there. It will be very different. I get it.
right,
Yes.
right,
All right.
yes.
So what do you really like about the current culture you're involved in?
I like everything actually. I really love the culture of like Bengali people because they used to they celebrate puja festival especially. There are a lot of puja like Durga Puja, Saraswati Puja, Lakshmi Puja, and I really love doing that. And especially Durga Puja is one of my favorite festival. I enjoyed it a lot, a lot. Preparations has started like 1 month ago. Like now Durga Puja is just around the corner, we can say, and we started preparing for that. So it's a kind
Correct.
of like one of my favorite festival these days.
So yeah, Durga Puja, you said. Yeah. So
Yes,
the celebration has begun already, right?
yes.
Okay. And what about is the food? Like, do you like Bengali food more than the food of Lucknow? Or you,
I like I like all the vegetarian food from Bengali, but not the non-veg part. Because as like I was a pure vegetarian, but still it has been like 6 years of my marriage, so I started eating a little bit of eggs or like chicken curry. But
Hmm.
still, I my preferred food is always like veg food. So all the things which vegetable available in the Bengali, that's my favorite. Yeah, the way of cooking is actually different from the UP people. Absolutely different, not a little bit. The spices they use, the way they prepare, everything is actually different. But still, I like the way they cook the food, and I love eating those food. Yeah,
That food. Okay. So, try using the word cuisines.
cuisines, yes,
Okay.
right,
So
right.
you said vegetarian food from Bengali. So instead you
All
would say,
cuisine.
yeah, that I have been vegetarian for as long as I can remember. Currently, I've started eating a little bit of non-vegetarian cuisines as well. So I
Okay,
prefer vegetarian food, and their vegetarian food is also delicious. So certain words that you already know, I'm pretty sure you know, but you don't use it. Okay,
yes, right,
it is delicious. The method or the recipes are very different than the ones followed in Uttar Pradesh. So I do
yes,
see
right.
the shift. I prefer both of them. Okay. So
Okay,
my preferred cuisines are mostly vegetarian. I do eat egg curry now sometimes, but my preferred cuisines or my preferred dishes are mostly vegetarian.
okay.
Cuisine is associated with the entire culture. So
Right.
Chinese cuisine would mean everything that
Everything in
Chinese platter, which can be
Chinese.
involved. A specific dish or few specific dishes is a subtype of cuisine, Chinese dishes, right? Food is a very, very large spectrum. Food is what covers all of them up. Your
All
food,
of them, right,
all of it. Okay?
right, right, right.
Yes. All right. So I have when it comes to Bengalis, I have a very good friend who's Bengali who once told me that Bengalis are also divided into two subtypes. One was always living in India, the other one came from Bangladesh. So there are
Right,
two divisions there. So the one
right.
who came from Bangladesh make everything very sweet. So they
Okay,
add a little bit of sugar into everything that they cook.
I
And the
got it.
ones and the ones who always stayed in India, who came from the Indian division itself, they are someone who make very spicy food. They use very strong spices. Okay,
No, it's not like that.
okay. So he is a Bengali. His
Okay,
surname is Banerjee.
okay, okay.
Okay,
No,
so
but
yeah, yeah. Please tell.
yeah, no, we are not using any spices into like recipes. We make like very simple, authentic food, like only adding with salt and sometimes turmeric and salt. Like we create aloo bhaja, which is like very good in taste, and we don't add any chilies or spices into that. So, or you know what, especially at the time of breakfast, we used to prepare a food. We prepare a food which is
Uh-huh. We
without
prepare
any spices.
we prepare a dish. We prepare
We
a
prepare a dish, yes, we prepare a dish which is without any kind of spices.
okay.
So it is not true that the people like Bengali people who belong from Indian culture eat lots of spices. No, I do not agree with this because in my family we don't like to eat even a little bit of chili. We do not add a pinch of spice into our
Uh,
dish. Yeah,
Spices are a summation of all the cardamom
we
and everything.
don't add anything except turmeric, salt, and what do we call? Dhania, coriander. That's it.
Korean. Exactly.